tested for 6 heroin, but not ecstasy. So now we got a test for heroin, we're going to test for ecstasy. And they lowered the cutoff on cocaine. Now we have hair testing customers. Hair goes back almost 3 months. Positive rate for urine is about 3.1%, 8.9% with hair. Okay? So when we ran a side-by-side comparison with the data, we saw that lowering the cocaine level cutoff almost matches the hair threshold. And that's why we know that's going to go up a lot. Ecstasy in itself isn't that it's a bad drug, it's when you start mixing stuff with it. And that's where that came from. Physical medical card is going to CDL on January 1st, 2012. This will be a logistical nightmare. We deal with it every day in our call center. But again, ensure your service provider has the tools in place to aid this process with a clinic network and centralized reporting system to track and prove the driver's compliance. Medical registry of physicians, I completely disagree with this new program and have argued with Larry Miller at the CSA until he won't even listen to me anymore. But they do not understand putting the constraints around a certified physician in Heidenhammer, Texas, which most of y'all probably haven't been through, which is about 10 trucks parked out there. And the nearest doctor is 35 miles away. That's what I'm talking about. So coming up with a certified registry of physicians, that they're coming out, if the new system is coming out. But again, you must have a service provider that has a network large enough to accompany the compliance reporting requirement when she's a physician to perform the physical. Now, this is my world every day. And for you all within the motor carrier industry, you know there's about anywhere from 60 to 70% error rate. We got it. We understand there's a problem out there with physicals. But coming up with a registry of physicians isn't going to fix that. To me, what we tried to do was get them to follow the state of Indiana where they would go over and edit and review the physical and look whether or not that physician is doing what they're supposed to when they fill out that medical card. So, the other thing I don't like about this is the cost. Because if I'm going to do 10 physicals a year, and I've got to be certified whenever that comes out, we don't even know what that looks like yet. What's to say I won't charge you $300 for a physical? And you're in Heidenhammer, Texas, so you'll pay it. Or, I don't do enough physicals, and I've been your family doc for years, so I'm just going to get out of it. Now I don't have anybody to do a physical. So that, number 3, makes me nervous. Number 4, sleep apnea. Look at that rule-making process come out in the very near future. A lot of companies have already launched this program, but it is exceeding, and it is time-consuming. Yet there's no really scientific method, scientific fact to the 17-inch neck, the BMI, the body mass. It's still coming out because, again, the fear factor of what the trial lawyers and all that have found when a driver has sleep apnea. I've done a couple of radio shows. Surprisingly enough, the drivers that called in on the question and answer session have all been, for the most part, have been proactive about sleep apnea. And number 5, national plug out the drug and alcohol test results. That's my passion. I've spent 3 times on Capitol Hill, and I'm not done yet until we get that finished. Because under Part 40, I cannot tell you it's coming through my system. And we see it all the time. Again, it's the bottom tier of drivers that know how to play the system, but it's not the vast majority of the industry. I just know it's not. We've got over 2.5 million tests run through our system, and there's not 2.5 million positive drivers out there. But we still need to find out what drivers are playing the system and get them out of the industry.